Going on, y'all? Um, this is like it's so like I didn't prepare for this, but since I'm about to make the release of Lenglesou tonight, I must have a couple words with y'all. Listen, it's been a quiet, like a lot of stuff been happening on the behind closed doors talking about the show. I'm finally done with it, and we are looking good. And I have to bring this up, and that's why I'm doing this specifically for the members. Anybody that's a members, you'll be able to watch that show tonight. It's a huge file because the quality of it's big time quality, y'all. So it's probably gonna take a little bit of time, but definitely it will be uploaded soon. So I'm just doing this live to just tell everyone, anybody that's out there that's a member, you'll be able to enjoy the show because I'm gonna make sure you guys have it tonight. Definitely. What I want from y'all is the feedback. I want a review. I want a comment. Tell me you guys, let me know what you guys think about it. And also, this is a dope show, and we're gonna have several episodes after. This is not just one. Remember, it took me a year to have the second episode because again, all of it's in house, so it's out of my pocket. This is like we didn't get funded by project. We didn't do. I mean, we're not funded. Everything is coming from us. So this time around, we happen to have a lot of work done, specifically in this episode, including the other one coming in. So we're gonna have a couple more episodes down the line. So shout out to everybody that helped. Shout out to everyone that always be supportive. And again, support comes from many ways. Not only monetary. We talking about mental support, any other way around people. Shout out to my beautiful sister, Bronze Enchantress. Very supportive sister. Thank you, sis. And we appreciate you for the love. And anybody else out there, my brother Baba Legunda in the building, my beautiful sister Stephanie Ozuli in the house, Ali Dawsonville, Ryder Great, all of y'all. Shout out to everyone that always be out there and support what we doing out there. Because again, being a creative person, you're dealing with the film industry. Once again, I'm never gonna keep stop saying this. This is an anomaly, specifically when it comes down to what I'm doing. Never been done before. That's the ultimate or the typical cliche out there. And I'm out there changing the game specifically. We are putting ourselves in the positions of power. We are putting ourselves in the position of telling our story and also be in the position to harness the energy that's out there by the power of what we putting on the screen. Because the only energy that we've been harnessing about our people is death, confusion, and divisions. These are the three energy they constantly putting on screen. Once we watch a show that has to do with us, these are the energy that we all broadcast back. These are the energy we all harnessing. It's division, fight, division, hardship, prison, devolving. That's all we do. But this time around, this show have so much to teach us. No, I make this show. It's very entertaining, but also there's a message behind it. We are teaching something in there, and to me, that's what I love the most about that show because I'm teaching at the same time. So I do it like my way. Okay, so definitely. So I want to just I don't want to stay for too long once again because I'm uploading this huge file. So let's see if we can just crack at least 20 to 15 minutes. I want to talk about Lenglesou. I'm going to make a video about him, but I want to talk about this law, why this law shows up, and why I make this show about him. I don't, if, oh shit, if it's not working properly, let me know. If it start to jitter, including it's just lagging, let me know. If it's lag, let me know right now. All right, give me a second. Okay, so it seems the connection get back a bit better. So get back to it. Why I make this show about Lenglesou. You know, this is a This law specifically, I want to just have a couple words. This is a very unique and a very rare law. This is not something that you find in a lot of houses over there in Haiti, and this is a very, it's people don't serve this law like this. This is a law that it happens to be what they call a destiny law. That means someone with a very powerful destiny, or someone that's going to create, or they're going to have a mark on humanity, or someone that they have a huge agenda where the spirit shows up to help conquer this agenda. This is not a regular Joe type of spirit. You have a lot of Masons, they call it Freemasons in IET specifically. They all deal with this law because, again, this is a very secretive law, but also a big time what you consider what people will call secret bearer. This law reveals secrets. So the thing about this law, you know, um, I'm just gonna talking about my perspective of experience. Um, this is a law that will eventually show you two sides of existence. One side of it is fear. If you are feared, then this law will not be able to deal with you. You can't be a person that have a lot of fear dealing with this law. You just got to be fearless. If not, you're gonna get put to test, and these tests you might not make it, and you might run away completely. That means this voodoo thing might not be the best thing for you because this experience might scare you big time. This is a law also play a major role in your perceptions of reality. How you perceive certain things will dictate how this law show himself into you. He'll show up based on your level of capacity or mental. To me, I'm always been a creative person, and his ways of showing up to me has to do with the way I perceive reality within this realm here. So when it comes down to this law, this is the law that a lot of people that know will tell you make this Haitian revolution happen. Was one of the pillar law that actually make everything happen, which I kind of believe it. And this is a voodoo law. Okay, so like I call it again, this is not a law that just deal with your everyday activity, which it's a lot of law that did that. They deal with the everyday human activity, but this law in particular, there's a law that deal with only destiny, a law that deal with something or someone that have that will have to be a part of a shift on humanity. This is a Messiah, a Masonic, a Messiah law. It's only deal with those that will take a mark on humanity. So I remember when this law knocked on my door. It was not me at first. It was not me. Like this law didn't shows up to me like that. This was my mom eventually. Someone, a stranger to be exact, come to my mom. My mom was in Haiti, and she's in the marketplace, and this woman come into her and start to reveal certain things. But the way the woman shows herself was almost not like a normal person, because when you possess, you don't have the same tone, your vocal change, your behavior, your body, all of that. So she revealed to my mom what I was going through at that time, at all of it, persecutions, hardship, and including certain things that I want to do, and none of it could have happened. And the law revealed what needs to be done. So I remember this was the beginning of my journey into voodoo. And that law in particular was the one that eventually revealed things about myself that I don't even know. So now if I'm in this path today, it was because of this law. So now again, this law become reveal itself to me, and I happen to make the show about it. Now, how this show ended up being Lenglesou Blood Pool, I don't know. All I know is we end up making the show about this law. And this is how, again, this is what the supernatural is for. This is what magical things is for. This is what spirit do. You'll find yourself in the position where things just happen. And that's what happens with this law. Now, one thing about Lenglesou throughout history, when you're talking about historical evidence about this law, when you heard about the great Jean-Jacques Dessalines, every time you heard about Dessalines, this is the law that chose him to become what he is, okay? And all of it happens also because when Napoleon went to Egypt, Napoleon didn't only go there because he wanted to explore Egypt. He went for spiritual and secret knowledge. And him and his brother-in-law, his name was General Leclerc, and all of them, that general was sent to Haiti after the expedition, which also they took over 5,000 to 7,000 Egyptians, slaves. They put on the boat with them and to go to Haiti. Which also, remember, these people, they were not slave as they call it. These were soldiers, like I always said. And these folks, they are known. These were not stupid people. It's people with knowledge. They know. So they told you throughout history, within that timeline, when General Leclerc went to Haiti with a bunch of soldiers, Dessalines and Pétion, matter of fact, Pétion was with Dessalines, and Pétion knew where the general was. And he knew about that spirit himself. And he know if they're going to win the revolution, this spirit need to be tamed and need to be absorbed. Okay? So they told you that Dessalines captured the general. Okay? And he performed a ritual on him. And he drank his blood. I repeat. Dessalines performed a ritual on that soldier, the one that was leading the army. And he absorbed his blood. And again, the blood consumptions is power. Okay? So he took that power away from them. This is where now we're talking about vampires. Okay, so now, what is vampires? Okay, so there's a book that came out in the 1800s. And they called The First Vampire. It was originated, this book was written about Haiti in Haiti. So the very first vampire was not even what Hollywood gave you. They told you it comes from Haiti. Now, there's two different facets of seeing it. So Lenglesou, I know this law as a demons of justice. So like, that's how I call it. Lenglesou is a demon justice spirit. He's a demon law. I call it like that because this is not a law that fucks with anyone's like that. You just got to have a serious goal. And you got to be ready to put your life on the line. And you got to be able to do something that will shift humanity for the greater good. So again, like I always tell people, man, if you're going to fight with those you consider the devil or those that's doing the wrong, you can't be peaceful and lovable with these folks. You got to be able to be as brutal, as fucking demonic as they are to defeat them. So it takes one to know one. So that was the energy that was necessary for this revolution to happen. And Dessalines consumed his blood by removing that spirit away from this guy because that spirit originally comes from Egypt. This is what they was getting after. So the ritual they perform in Egypt, that's exactly what they do with Lenglesou. Now, pay attention. There's this show on Netflix. They're called Moon Knight. Okay? Moon Knight is actually the story of Lenglesou. They call it Khonsou. Lenglesou, Khonsou. Now, pay attention. Khonsou spirit is a spirit of what? Revenge. He's fighting the demons. He's fighting those that's doing the wrong. And he's bringing the complete destructions upon them. He's not about peace. He's an eye for an eye. That's Lenglesou spirit. And they showed you in the episode of this show that this guy was going somewhere in the tombs of Egypt. And it was an archaeologist that was looking for certain artifacts. And then, so now when they finally find it, so they start killing each other. And this dude was badly wounded. He was about to die, and then he get inside of the tomb, and he asked the spirit to be his avatar. Now ask yourself this: every time they call avatar, it's possession. This is what we have in law as possession. This is what the show is about. When they call konsu mean is a form of a law when they're being possessed by the law. So again, they are telling us about who we really are. That's the same thing Napoleon did and his people. He went out there for spiritual power, which would have the ability to be possessed by higher forces, which is what our ancestor was doing since before. So now, this is what they do. Remember, blood pool. So I call it the blood pool because that's how they call Lenglesou bassin sang. Bassin sang means blood pool. It's within the blood pool you will be able to find all the secret, because all the secret is within our blood. All the secret is a part of our blood. Remember, our blood is passed down to generations and generations to ancestors of ancestors. So every secret known by our ancestors is passing down to us. So again, this is a never-ending cycles of knowledge, cycle of understanding. So this is what that blood pool was. So Dessalines killed that person and perform a ritual and drink his blood. That's vampirism, i.e. Lenglesou order. Because in order to defeat the demons, you must know what a demons taste like. I repeat, in order to defeat demons, you must know what demons taste like. And it takes one to know one. You will never be able to defeat the demons if you don't know his game. So again, that's what he did. And that's why the revolution was won. Because he take away the energy away from them and use that energy against them. And now the spirit in Haiti, Lenglesou is known as a fierce warrior and protector. So now the thing also about Lenglesou is what you consider loyalty. This is a law that deal with loyalty. People that need to be loyal and people that have a goal. If you don't have a goal, the spirit don't fucks with you. And if you are phony, because remember, loyalty comes from different facets. So if you're not loyal, they're going to put you to the test. And this is a law that's going to test your mental state. This is a very mental spirit. It will test your psyche. It'll get you to the point where it'll definitely take a coward out of you. So again, powerful spirit. Right now, and also in the revolution, the spirit will serve as a mechanism of protection against bullet. A lot of gang members in Haiti right now get a guard, pretty much mean a guard. They use a guard from this spirit to not being penetrated by bullet wounds. So you cannot get penetrated by bullet with this spirit, i.e. this is how also they win the revolution, because weapon was not working against the soldiers fighting the French army, the Spain army, and the Brit army. So all three armies getting a smack because the people got protected from these forces. So again, why are we never seeing they put black people as vampires in movie? Hollywood take a serious note, and they don't want our people to play vampires, because again, now what is vampires? Vampires is not so much about drinking blood. It's not the drinking blood aspects of it. Vampire mean you are ancients. Vampire mean you are bearers of secrets. They don't want to tell you though that you are ancients. They don't want to tell you that you bear all the secret, all the knowledge. So this is what vampire represent, and they don't want you to know that. That's why they only have two black vampires that we all remember. We have Blade, and we have Vampire in Brooklyn, actually Eddie Murphy. That's it. Now, why they don't do more? Because they don't want you to go back, because every time you go about vampires, you got to tell a story about the whole world, because guess what? They are immortal. Pretty much immortal mean, this is not like because you live forever. Immortal mean your genetic or your bloodline comes from a long lineage. That's what pretty much they trying to say. Your lineage is long. And your lineage come from royalty, and your lineage come from knowledge. And that's just a fact. Now, let me be real with y'all people. You must understand, there's a theory out there in spirituality that constantly make us afraid to fight back. constantly make us feel like we got to be all good. I'm going to be real with y'all so you understand. There's a reason why we never have a revolution. There's a reason why we never fought for what we want. There's a reason why we let everything go and anything just goes, because we don't apply certain principles of these spirits. And one thing about Lenglesou, you can be a coward and you can be a punk, because his principle is you fight back, and you fight back harder than whoever is your enemy. That's just a fact. So again, what religion teaches us? Give the other cheek. No, this is not what this law is all about. This law is stomping on the enemy till the end. So you need your demonic energy to fight these demons. You will never be able to defeat these demons if you don't have your own demons to fight them back with. Remember, they are a weapon. They are a guide. They are a protector. So they just need to know. We just need to know how to use them, and we just need to know how to deal with the enemy accordingly. So he's a part of the petrolite. Petrolite means fiery spirits. So this is a law from the Petrolois, and this is a law that comes from Egypt. And a lot of Masons use this law also, because the Masons believe in what you call destiny. So where they all move within the destiny or within a plan. So this is what this law is about. He comes in different facets of expression. Some people, when possession, they have to, walk on glasses, pieces of glasses, sharp ones, and other one they just got to eat or consume the glasses. And also, this is all different facets of expression. When they eat that, when possession, the person eat the glasses, that means he about to give you a message that's so hard to say that only his tongue has to be cut to tell you this message, because this message is a life or death. He's a Messiah spirit, so when he comes, whatever he tells you, this is some serious message. Something it's pretty much a message that's going to resonate for the rest of your life. So therefore, they come to that perspective. Remember also, when he eat the sharp glasses, that means he will tell you some messages that was not meant for this world, that was not meant for this dimension. So therefore, he's inflicted pain within this avatar, just to tell you how forbidding this message is, but nevertheless, he will tell you. This is what he's trying to say in that. Now, when he's walking on sharp glasses, it's another form of telling you that he's not belong to this environment, but nevertheless, he will still tell you what you need to hear. So this is a law that is rare, but there's other people, they don't have to go through none of that, eating the glass or, walking on glasses, nothing. These folks is pretty much people that inherit. If you inherit this law, then you will not be able to go through that process of eating sharp glasses or walk through sharp glasses. You don't need that. It's only for outsiders when a serious message, including information that needs to be said to others, then these event has to occur, where the avatar have to be put into some punishment because the environment was not catered to that. So what this law he eats several different things. Me personally, I fed him blood, but cooked blood though. I mean, they in Haitian term they call it sang chaud. It's pretty much they cook the blood and it become a bit hardened and stuff like that. That's what they fed this law. He usually comes. We deal with them at night. Give me 1 second, y'all. Don't go. All right, we back. So, Let's see. Where were we? Okay. So I was saying this is what this law is all about. So you know, when you're looking at this is a law that shows up to people into your dream as vampires. If you saw vampires in movies, if you have dreams of vampires, that's him. He usually shows up on Tuesday or Friday. These are the 2 days that you most likely will see him. Or if you saw, he always shows up in a very exotic looking man. So you'll see good looking men, exotic looking men. They'll be him for the most part. That's how he shows up. And there's always wear black, red and black, or red all the way, or black all the way. So it's either those two. And sometimes you wear hats. So you'll come to your dream like that. You will never drink blood, none of that. So it's just another form of expression within movie. But when he shows up to your dream, you'll see he got a glass of wine. So he drinks a lot of wine. So again, this is a law that deals with that perspective. Just know if this law shows up to you, that means you have a huge responsibility in life. So you better make the best out of it. This is a law of destiny. And this is a law that severe fight for you on the other side. He fought demons. This is a fierce protector, and he fights serious demons for you. So this is a no joke law. So, in this ring on my finger, this is a god of him. This is a Lenglesou god on my finger. So I talked about God before. That means spiritual protection. This was forged by him. So I highly recommended people down the line, because we got this class, and again, this class is so big, and that's why it takes a little bit longer, because I was working on Lenglesou, and I'm completely done with Lenglesou. In this class, it's coming. It's a class about spiritual, persecutions, what needs to be done, and also there's several ritual on this class, several ritual on this class. So I highly recommend it, especially the members, to take serious part on this one, because this is a serious class. So again, it's coming up this week for sure. So I'm always make sure I get Lenglesou out of the way. And this episode is dope and mind blowing. Like, if you saw the first one, this is just baby step compared to this one. This one, it's dope as hell. I'm telling you, you guys are gonna love this one. And what's so crazy about this one I just did, it's not even the best. It's actually the weakest we have. The other episode coming out, it's gonna be even better and sicker. You guys will see. Trust me. Once you watch this one, you can only imagine what's gonna happen with the other episode coming out. This just a lightweight, but again, it's a serious dope episode. And the episode coming in after, it's only gonna get better and better, because again, I'm planning to have, a lot of different stories in the past. I'm bringing them into light. I'm gonna put Dessalines in one of my episodes. I'm gonna show the world how Dessalines was died, how they kill him. I'm gonna have that episode of Dessalines one day. I'm gonna have several deep episodes in the Haitian Revolution, specifically the ceremony. Listen, this the beginning. I mean, I'm telling you, man, we gonna make history with this one. And also in this episode that coming out tonight, they have the history of humanity in a voodoo format. I create a voodoo format of telling you how and what spirit that actually helped create humans, and how everything started. Just like they said in the Bible, everything starts with the word. I explain how, in the perspective of Lenglesou, because he's a blood spirit. So every secret is within him. So this is a law that know it all, because he's a blood law. So to the very first creation, within the blood aspect, all memory, all knowledge is still stored away within this spirit. So again, he's the spirit that reveals all secrets, all knowledge of the world. So this is a part of what I make in on this episode. So you guys are going to definitely enjoy it. So if you're not a member, join in, be a part of it, because we're going to have a lot of content moving in. an episode is coming in soon. I'm gonna drop episode after episode. So people that have the membership, this is definitely a treat because a lot of you guys hold on with us for a minute because that's a part of creativity. It's like I'm the one behind all of the madness, so it takes time. Because if I'm gonna deliver something real good, I can just rush it and put it out. I have to do something that we all gonna feel proud. I had to do something that we gonna feel like we can just like, yo, we did this. We repping our people pretty damn good, and that's what this episode was for. So once again, brothers and sisters, stay tuned. I'm gonna send the link for all of you guys. So by tomorrow, the latest, all of y'all should be able to watch it by now. And if you're not a member, it will be officially out by next week, Monday. It will be out there for anybody else by Monday. But for the members, it's only exclusive to members starting tonight. So it should have been out since 11, but YouTube take a bit longer because the file is huge. So it takes a while for it to be completely uploaded. But don't worry, it'll be there tonight. And we're going to be fine with that. So before I leave, I said 20 minutes, now we're 31. I'm going to take a couple questions for some of you guys here. And we can just do that, definitely. Shout out to my brother Alawak Prince in the building. Shout out to Supreme Melanoid and the Go Paint King Thomas. My brother Tio Cap Sakafet. My beautiful sister Melissa Jarrett in the building. The brother King Thomas. Jazz Jones and all that. So I'm going to take a couple questions before I leave. All right, brothers and sisters, let's see. Haiti Blues in the building. What's going on, bro? What's popping? This is the comedic yoga brother in the building. All right. Couple more minutes. We're waiting for the questions. Formulate the questions. Tout done. Yeah. We're gonna have a live show. I think he's gonna have it on Thursday, and we got a big one. There's so much to talk about, but I get online right now just to talk about the show because it was about time for it to came out. So I couldn't make the show. I have to deal with the show to upload it and do some revision stuff. So that's why we didn't have a show for tonight. And I only just do that for the part two. All right. Let's see. Beautiful Mystique, can you elaborate on what it means when the bird poop on you? Specifically, anything dealing with bird is purity. Remember, birds are air animals. And air is pretty much the sound wave frequency that penetrate or resonate with what you call the light realm. The light realm is what we call the realm of the spirit. And the bird animals, specifically birds, any animal flying, specifically feathers or bird, is considered sacred animals. And these animals was created to give humanity a sign if humanity's in major distress, specifically spiritually distressed, before we reach out to the physical part. So if a bird poop on you, that mean it's a form of cleanse. Remember, it's a cleanse, and bird don't poop on people like that in the everyday basic. So specifically in the folklore and Haitian folk, we always know if a bird poop on you, it's agawu, and agawu is what control the air. That mean you being blessed, you being bliss, or you being cleansed from some sort of negative aspect of life, or removing, they call it in Creole, devin, pretty much mean bad luck. So they just remove some bad luck from you because bird don't do that on the everyday on people. So yes, that's what that part pretty much symbolize on that. We need to get the black and red and Haiti flag. I will put it this way. If we don't have an army, if IET don't have a army, if they don't call this army the Indigenous Army, do not use this flag. I repeat, if we don't have an army, don't use this flag, because this flag was a battalion flag. So if we use it and we rise that up without an army, it will be more gang. If you see all the gang violence, all the gang issues Haiti have, it's because that's the flag they use. So since we don't have an army, that army transformed to gang. That was this guy. He was in political opposition named Moise Jean Charles. He was the one that go to a sacred place in Haiti and actually removed the old flag and he put that new flag in. Ever since he did that, the gang violence is increasing like no other, because this flag represents the spirit of the indigenous, pretty much the battalion squad. That's the flag of us of an army. So if you raise this flag, you better have an army, because if you don't, still gonna be more violence, still gonna be gang on gang crime, because the spirit gonna use people as avatar to manifest their will. So be careful with that. So I highly recommended that shit. People have no idea of what it means. Is astrology important when casting spell? I think I'm talking to Neverti, NV, Mash, Liwafo. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Is astrology important when casting spell? First, um, when you're dealing with whatever you call it, spell, magic, this is an aspect of energy, um, what you consider guided energy. So if you are been driven by that, you know, tradition, because astrology is a tradition, it's a practice. If this is something that you used to, or you've been around people, because remember, environment is a realm. I repeat, your environment, it's a realm. So if people around you, if your area or the place that you conduct your spell or your ritual, the people that comes around that area, or people that live within this area, pretty much your home or your neighbor, whatever, if they believe in that aspect, that means they amplify it for you. So it's all about belief. And again, belief means condensed energy. Belief means guided energy, guided thought. So if the environment believe in that, yes, it can play a major role. It's all about the environment. So I put it that way. Now, what is astrology? Astrology was a group of people then that start to put stuff on their own perspective. Pretty much, remember, the calendar we have is not even real. It's the Gregorian calendar. So they switch it when the Vatican was taking what you call power of dominance, the spiritual aspect of humanity. They create shit on their own image. So it's almost like I become president, so I'm start to do shit my way. And that's the same way. So again, this calendar, or this Gregorian calendar, the way they have these planetary alignments is completely wrong. But since we have a generations of generation believe in it, practice what they want us to do, then whatever the energy go, that's what it is. So yes, it can work based to the aspect of how many people around you volunteer to put their energy into that perspective, and you agree to do the same, then it will work, because that's all it is. This is a science of energy. Spell is condensed energy and guided energy. That's all the spell is. Now it's about how much energy that's into it, and now if this energy is strong enough to carry on to the reality side, if it's not going to dissipate along the way. Now that's all I have to say about that, so I hope you get that part. Yolanda Lewis, dream about dead mom riding down the wrong side of the road, and I'm in the back. That means your mom is trapped, sis. Okay, your mom is trapped. That means you got to find ways to help your mom on the other side. Okay, so I mean that your mom, I don't know what her belief was at first. This is why I tell people, man, that how important voodoo pretty much is. Voodoo is so important, because this is a family. Voodoo, it's the, with the late Dick Gregory call it voodoo. It's the, what you call, the spiritual atom. You know, it's what you can't see. It's pretty much, to me, voodoo, it's the kingdom of our ancestors. And these were the people that was there when they was creating humanity, and they are still here. So if you don't have a family, to me, they are family. They are our family. If you don't have a family to guide you outside, this is what the Egyptians was doing. Okay, they was always tell you the book of the dead, the afterlife, because they know the real world is afterlife. What we doing here is a learning curve. So if you don't have the proper name, the proper guidance, or the proper way to know certain things, you'll be lost once you die. Remember, most of our people, once we die, we go into the youngest aspect of spirituality. And this is why we lost. What is the youngest aspect of spirituality? It's Christianity. Christianity is the youngest. And most of us, once we die, we got to go to the church. They got to do a sermon. You know, the pastor got to have some word, and they have to. All most of us, once we die in the perspective of a church. So again, your soul going to something totally new. So you being trapped on the other side means you join a family of newcomers. You join a family of people that don't know nothing about this realm. And this is what Christianity been doing. They stole away people's souls to a new adventure of nothing because they just create this shit not too long ago. And voodoo is the beginning of existence. So that's a long line of information, long line of family, long line of ancestors that been there, done that know it all. So to me, your mom is completely lost or trapped by herself, or she on the other sides of the ancestral realm where you got to help her. Definitely, you can help your mom. You know, almost every night I close my eyes, I'm helping people on the other side. The way I teach you guys here, I'm constantly teaching on the other side. There's a lot of ignorant souls on the other side, and they are the one that reincarnated bad. So a lot of people, you wonder like, damn man, why you can't get nothing? Like, why everything's so hard for you to understand? It's because they call them young soul. It's not so much as a lie. These souls don't know nothing. They just happen to exist now, but they don't know nothing as far as before certain knowledge before they came here. So the learning curve is never ending. So I think you just gotta help your mom pretty much. So get to know certain knowledge. Highly recommended. Get to know about the ancestral ritual to reconnect with your mom, and there's certain things you can do also. So get with Mumbo if you're willing to do that down the line. Very, very important. Um, Brother Baba Alengunde, did you see the text on Instagram from me? I'm not quite sure, brother. Um, Whatever it is, you can just, let me know now. Let me see what you're talking about. Blue and red is the reason why IT is in the problem. Big Sexy 67. Blue and red, remember, it's not even a flag that make Haiti. Give me 1 second. Let me get the door. All right. So, like I was saying, blue and red, okay? It's not the reason that IT it's not prospering right now. Okay? It's not the reason. The reason is simple. The place you call IT exists before these people come in. Okay? They call Haiti, not Haiti. This place have people lived. This place have a system. This place have its people. All of that. Now you have a group of people come from the outside. These are your Europeans and Africans. Like I called it before. Those two comes together to conquer the America. I'm going to say it one last time. These two come together to conquer America. And the richest colony at that time, because they have maps. And these maps was from what? The Moors. It's not the first time the Moors come to the Americas. They were the one with the map that helped the rest of Europe to come here. One thing's for sure, they always map one of the richest locations of America. It happens to be Haiti. So it's not by coincidence they jump here to colonize that region, because that region was rich in all facets. It was rich with gold. It was rich with minerals. It was rich with food. Okay, that's why the coffee, the corn, the tobacco, it was so much out there. So when you find these folks come here, we talk about the Africans and the Europeans together, they trying to exploit the land. Now, I'm going to get to you with your blue and red flag to understand. The purpose of the blue and the red flag, that mean they joined the Union. I repeat, they joined the Union. Remember, Haiti was not a part of the Union. Now, what is the Union? The Union means you volunteer to create paperwork to create a nation within the corporation. I repeat, the Union means you volunteer to create a paperwork and then you join the Union. That paperwork called independence. Okay? All the Haitian Revolution was, you have two mindsets within the Haitian Revolution. Okay? Understand this. One mindset out of it was fighting to remove the oppressor from the land of the ancestors. Remember, Dessalines was doing that. Dessalines' purpose of the fight is to move away all these foreign people stealing the land and oppressing the people. That's what Dessalines was doing. That's why soon after the war, he was giving back the land to the indigenous people. But now, the other side, which is what the brotherhood. When you said the other side, you talk about the Masons. You're talking about the brotherhood. The other side is none other than Toussaint. Okay? Give me 1 second. The other side was none other than Toussaint Louverture. Okay? Toussaint was a part of the corporation. I repeat. Toussaint was with the army of the French. All Toussaint do is backstab Napoleon and trying to do exactly what Napoleon was doing. So he take over the land himself and he draft his own paperwork together to create a new corporation they call Haiti. Okay? Not with the AY, with the H. A corporation of Haiti. That means now they're going to find ways to do trade and commerce with other nations. That means they joined the Union. They didn't get the independence. Listen, there was no such thing as independence. They have people living on the land already. The term independence means they're willing to be independent within the Union. That means they're not going to have an overseer. They're going to be their own people doing their own trade with other nations. That's all it was. People don't know that. So the blue, red and blue flag, it's nothing more than a flag of commerce. That means this flag only represents that they have access to commerce. They have paperwork to commerce. Okay? So when they tell you that they have that Batiste, the 1804, they signed the Declaration of Independence. All of this is just paperwork to make sure that you are part of the Union. So now you're willing to do trade. You don't need to have other nation in your affair. But in reality, this place been having its own people. This place was not dealing with none of that. That tradition was imported. That tradition of signing paper, doing commerce, was something they was doing in Europe, in Africa, so they bring this tradition here. So now the reason why Haiti will never find peace no time soon is because Haiti need to go back to the original way. Pretty much mean before these outsiders, the way the system was running before these invaders, that's what needs to be implemented back. And that system is 5 cacique, okay? 5 tribe. They need to bring the 5 tribal energy back. 5 cacique, okay? Because these cacique mean this is the region of the ancestors. That's what was running the place. If America can prosper today, if America, like I always said, if the United States can stay United States, is because they never change the name of the states. Because the name of the states is the native tribes. Haiti is suffered today because they changed everything. Every single part of the nations, every single state of the nation is an outsider influence. So you no longer have the vibration of the original people or the original people of the land. So the land will not vibrate as you want it. So if they don't change that, then it's going to be problems from now on and forever be. So that's the problem. So I hope you understand that part. So yeah, all this constitution shit is none other than the new implementation of the same traditions of outsiders to the new land. So, oh shit, now I'm buffering. So I think that's what it is. So that's all this constitution was. It has nothing to do with the original people. This was only or solely done on the behalf of invaders. That's it. I hope you get that. Man. Man. Uh, you know what, guys? Um, it's buffering. It's getting bad. So I'm gonna catch you guys next time, definitely. So forgive me. It's not me. It's getting worse. So I'm gonna catch you guys on the next time. Okay. We gonna come up with a show. So stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. Lenglesou blood pool coming up. So stay tuned. I'm gonna send it to all of y'all, and it'll be fine. Hey Baba, man. I'm gonna talk to you after that. All right. I think you should join. Get the membership. You'll be fine.